And Doug Christie said, I have unfinished business. Therefore, we should make him a coach next year. Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. Today, we're going to talk about my favorite team, which I'm mad the only time I talk about them is with bad news, the Sacramento Kings. You know, the Sacramento Kings lost to the Golden State Warriors. They mathematically had an opportunity to still make the play-in. You know, going into the Warriors game, they were 2.5 games behind the Lakers and 3 games behind the San Antonio Spurs. And I believe they own both of the tiebreakers. So the Kings, you know, the Lakers lost perfect. Going into halftime, the Spurs were losing to the Blazers. So I'm like, you know what? This is a great opportunity, but we had to play the Warriors. The Warriors came off a great win against Utah. And guess what happened? The Warriors, well, first the Spurs won by a large margin against Portland. So that kind of hurt the playoffs, play-in hopes. And then the Warriors destroyed the Kings and eliminated them. So the Kings are now 16 consecutive seasons without making the playoffs, which is the longest streak in the NBA. So it sucks because you think about it, we are playing this is an NBA league where half the teams made the playoffs. And it's been 16 years since the Kings set foot in the playoffs. So that sucks. All right. Now, how I look at it is, there's no stability. That's the key. There's no stability, right? It's a lot of changes over the years since Rick Alderman. Rick Alderman was going to the playoffs almost every year. The last time went to the playoffs was in 2006. And in 2006, when we had Mike Bibby and Kevin Martin as our best 2 players. All right, and lost to the Spurs in 4-2 in the first round, which is understandable. And then we got rid of Rick Alderman, and guess what? He went to Houston, and ended up becoming a playoff team. But Rick Alderman became a coach, and he got fired. And since Rick Alderman, we've had 11 different head coaches in the last 16 years. 11 different head coaches. All right, and the one coach that I was upset about that we got rid of was Mike Malone. He was 11-13 starting the season off. He had DeMarcus Cousins under control, and then they fired him. And it's all because of the GM switch. Right? We brought in Pete from the Denver Nuggets. And guess what? He got rid of Mike Malone to bring his guy, George Karl, in. So he ended up ruining the franchise, I believe. He was a terrible draft, far as the NBA draft. He did a terrible job drafting players. And then he resigned, and we brought in Vlade Divac, who I trust, because he was a former King and everything. But we got to remember, he's Laker at heart. He comes in and he does the same thing Pete does. He's looking for his coach, Luke Walton. He fires Dave Yeager, who had 2 of our best seasons we had since we made it to the playoffs. He fired him right after we've been improving every year, right? And then we bring in Luke Walton, which I don't know why. After a terrible season with the Lakers, he just got fired with LeBron on his team. So obviously that's a bad sign. So Divac steps down, and now we got Monte Mcnair. I like Monte so far. I think he's so far the 2 drafts he's been involved. He drafted Tyrese Halliburton. He also drafted Davion Mitchell. A lot of people give him a lot of pushback on the Tyrese Halliburton trade, but you got to think about it. We got the best player in the trade, Sabonis, I believe, right? And we had 3 guards. All right, Davion Mitchell said something key. He said that we got 3 guards. We got 3 people who basically do almost the same thing. Nobody, everybody, Tyrese Halliburton was shooting 40%, but he's not we're not gonna go there. But 3 guards, basically. 3 people that need a ball in their hand to make something happen. So somebody had to go, and they got rid of Tyrese. A lot of people wanted to be Fox, but Monte believes in Fox, I believe. And also, you go back to that stability part. Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox are the only 2 players, since Harrison Barnes showed up. And he only been there 4 years. So we got to create some stability. Now, what I do like is this. All right. What I like is this offseason, the first time in the offseason in the last 16 years that we're going into the offseason. I mean, the season is over with the current roster we have when the season's over. We're going into the offseason with two potential all-stars, De'Aaron Fox, Monte Sabonis. Since the Monte Sabonis showed up to the Kings, De'Aaron Fox been averaging 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 50%. So he's been playing, and he had a terrible start to the season percentage-wise. So he's looking like he's fitting with Sabonis because Sabonis is a great passer. He's great in the pick and roll. But the key is this. The Kings got to surround these two players because Sabonis is not a great shooter. Fox is not a great shooter. They need to surround these two players with shooters and people who can play defense. All right. So I look at the free agents we got coming up so far. Jeremy Lamb, do not bring him back. All right. Josh Jackson, do not bring him back. Donte DiVincenzo, we're going to bring him back. He actually, I believe, he started all a little shaky. I believe he was kind of out of control a lot of times, but moving too fast. But you know, as the season went on, as a King, he's played a lot better. He's shooting better from the three. His defense is pretty good, right? So, and I like his efforts on both ends of the floor. So, and yeah, so DiVincenzo, we're going to keep him. Also, Damian Jones, his rookie contract is up. He's been playing great since he's been getting more minutes. All right. So, and his defense has been good. He had 6 blocks the other day. So we're going to keep Damian Jones, and Trey Lyles has a team option. We're going to pick up that option. He actually played well also. All right. So my suggestion is this. Alvin Gentry is our coach right now. I think we should make Doug Christie as the head coach because Doug Christie is a King. Unlike Vlade Divac, Doug Christie is a Sacramento King at heart. And one thing he said when Alvin Gentry had COVID and then Doug Christie had to step in and be the interim coach, he said in the press conference, "I have unfinished business here." He was part of the team that went to the Western Conference Finals and lost to Kobe and Shaq. He said he has unfinished business. That's the type of person we need as a head coach. We need a king, somebody who really wants his franchise to be great. And Doug Christie said, "I have unfinished business. Therefore, we should make him a coach next year." So I'm disappointed, of course. I came into the season like all Kings fans, thinking we might make the playoffs, but I don't know why I thought that because we didn't make no improvements on the roster in the offseason, really, other than drafting Davion Mitchell. So this year, though, is different because we have a patient and aggressive GM, I believe, which I like. All right, and we need to surround this team with some shooters. And once we do that, because we're gonna have some cap space and we're gonna have some roster spots open. We need some 3-and-D guys. We get that. I'm telling you, the Kings will at least make the play-in, which I think will be a huge accomplishment. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. And I'll see y'all at the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.